This is actually made by one of the humble beginner of a winemaker. He is from Zimbabwe, a refugee. If you know the story about Zimbabwe, like, you know, people. So he has this ultimate passion of wine. This is actually one of my idol. His name is Joseph, and he is actually learning his passion of wine in Bordeaux with the help of some famous like wine producers also there. And by that, and he becomes the most renowned winemaker, wine model in South Africa. So it's the face of South Africa, and he's the one who's created this wine. This is a Chenin Blanc, one of the most famous wine variety in South Africa. And if you know about Chenin Blanc, you always associate Chenin Blanc with the one from Loire Valley, the one who has this beautiful concentrated mineralities along with a lot of citrus characteristic of this wine. And this wine is very, very similar to that, but the only difference is that this region is actually very unique because of its terroir. If you're going to see the terroir of South Africa, especially in the coastal regions, it is blocked by this famous Table Mountain. And that actually, the Table Mountain becomes a barrier of, and also the one that protects the vine from the harsh wind condition of the Atlantic, Pacific, and in Indian Ocean. And that's where you get this cooling effect of the vine, and you have this prolonged like ripening of the grape, and resulting to your wine to become much more concentrated, and at the same time a lot of like citrus characteristic. Because like if you are associating wine with a cooler climate, which means to say the slow ripening becomes much more evident, and then if it has a slow ripening, it means to say there is a lesser sugar that converts into alcohol, and that's the reason why you have this one, which is crisp, fresh, and beautiful. So let's try our first wine. This is a Chenin Blanc. One of the most notable, as what I mentioned, is in Loire Valley and only in South Africa. If you're going to talk about like Chenin Blanc, you always think about South African wine. If you see the color, it's a little bit darker. It's a little bit much more like, one moment, I'll just adjust the light so that you can see.
Doing this one for me just so that that's why I'm watching you.
Holding a camera.